Have you ever loved something so much that you just want to make it happen every day? Me neither. This is a podcast today. Slight mathematical error there. I said we was hitting 400 today. We're actually on 340. Don't know how I managed to be off by 60, but this is Pod a Day, Doctor, all that great stuff. And I'm not good with numbers, clearly, but this ain't a numbers based. This is an arithmetic podcast. I don't know if those exist. I can't imagine what that would be. But this is kind of going to be a very American podcast. My dogs and dogettes, because yesterday we had the Super Bowl, which, is crazy because I never know the Super Bowl is happening until it is happening. It's not like something I know, oh, that's on this date, or it's going to be on this date this year, or like it's at this time. Like it's just like I'm one day, and sometimes it feels like it happens at different periods of the year. So sometimes it feels like it happens in like Christmassy times. Like sometimes it feels like it happens in summer. I don't know. It's just random. That's what it feels. I'll just be on my phone, and one evening, all of a sudden, it's like things are trending and stuff's happening. I'm like, why? And it's like, oh, the Super Bowl. And let me tell you something about the Super Bowl. The best thing about the Super Bowl is everything that isn't the football. The football really is the afterthought of the Super Bowl. And that's why when people talk about what's bigger, the Super Bowl or the World Cup, it's like people will say the Super Bowl because it's like a bigger event. You have the biggest celebrities there, and you've got like the trailers and all the shit that comes with it, right? The superstars of the world, whereas football is a match. But that's the thing, like the actual game, I'm not trying to bend over and lay out a fat turd over the sport that is American football, but it's a bit stop-start, and we ain't really here for it. We're here for SpongeBob doing the analysis or whatever they had going on. They had like Nickelodeon characters, I guess for the kids version. I don't know why, but apparently I guess American football needs a children's version. I thought it was already PG, but even less so, where they have a bit of fun time with the kids or whatever. I mean, because they understand. It's like everyone understands. For adults and children collectively, this is like it's kind of boring, and we constantly got to shake something in front of you. We got to like have ads every 5 minutes, just to keep you awake. You still watching? Hey, you still watching? Type thing. And I didn't watch. I did see that it was a another Chiefs win. I don't know much about NBA. I don't know anything about NBA. I don't know many teams. I didn't really have a horse in the race. I didn't have anyone I wanted to win. I kind of just, I kind of just went, who's in the final? Someone told me Chiefs, and it was, I don't remember the other team. Kansas City Chiefs versus the someone else's, and I want them to win. 49ers, I want them to win, mainly just because Mahomes wins all the time, and it's boring. It kind of feels like a GOAT makes themselves known, they win a lot, retire, and the new GOAT makes himself known. That team then wins a lot, retire, and that kind of seems to be how it goes. Which is something kind of nice about football. You obviously got the Brazils of the world that have won the most World Cups or whatever, I think. But, best players ever in the world. On the world stage, that's Messi, that is Ronaldo, and this isn't the world stage. Obviously, this is the world stage, but really it's just America. But anyway, I'm inadvertently throwing a lot more shit than I meant to today. But like Messi, Ronaldo have won one between them, which came at the end of Messi's career type thing. So it really is a bit more like, you don't have it. So, well, first of all, the World Cup isn't every year; it's every 4 years, which would make it even more lame if like. At least this, because it's every year, if the same team wins 2-3 in a row, it's like less bad. Like if the same team was winning 2-3 years in a row, but it's every 4 years, that is just realistically that's more like do the maths 4, 8, 12. That's more like every 12 years, which is like it's the same team winning for 12 years. Imagine that. That would not be nice, would it? But there were trailers. There was Usher dancing, which I feel like is the first thing I kind of just want to talk about, because I remember when Usher had that thing with Keke Palmer, and then the husband didn't like it, and apparently he was a dodgy geezer anyway. But then he kind of had this sort of outburst online where he did not like how he got sort of how he felt in that moment as he saw his wife dance with Usher. I don't have a wife, and therefore I've never had one dance with Usher, so I can only imagine how that felt. But he made that very well known and online, and at the time I was kind of like, just chill out type thing. And then he's on stage dancing with Alicia Keys, and you know, they're having a good time and stuff. It's part of the performance, and it's just the thing with Usher though, because it's like I think it really does depend what type of guy he is. Like maybe like if like in the back of his mind, which he would never admit, but like he gets something out of it. Um, being that figure, being Mister sort of, being that guy. Then obviously that'd be kind of awkward. It's just that you have to ask yourself, was that sort of intimate? Was that sort of closeness of the dancing? Was that in the rehearsals, or is because it feels pretty impromptu? Like it feels pretty that felt pretty spirit. That felt quite just spontaneous, like impulsive. You kind of just felt like you kind of that was improv. Can we not do any improv? Can we stick to the script? Maybe can we not? Just what you wanted to try that out. Can we maybe you know because it's like it's the world stage, it's the Super Bowl. Um, and whether you actually care or don't care, whether you're very secure in yourself or whatever, it doesn't even have to be from a place of insecurity. It's not like deep down you think, oh my god, my wife's gonna leave me for Usher in that moment. That's not what it is. It's just that this is the Super Bowl and everyone's watching, and it's public information that I'm the husband. So and I just don't, it's just kind of it's Usher's up there doing his thing on that thing, and but classic Usher doing he does his little dance moves. Like people like Usher, Chris Brown, anyone else? There's got to be other people, but these guys who are like from a certain era in time, and they feel like they are now men out of time, and they're like stuck in that era. Just in the terms of the way they perform, like that kind of dance moves, the type of dance moves you see from like a 14-year-old kid, at, like a dance competition at like them caravan. This is very specific to me, but like there'd be when like these holidays, like in country holidays, like not abroad, and we'd go, and they're basically just caravans on like caravan parks, and then there'd be like little clubhouses or whatever where they'd sell cheap drinks and they'd have people do bad stand-up comedy or something. And there'd be like a kid where they'd do like a dance competition. Whoever wins gets a pack of party rings or something. And then the kid would be up there doing like, because every 14-year-old, I felt like at a point, felt like they was like sick at break dancing and like popping and looking and stuff. But that's what Usher and Chris Brown have made a career off of. Um, Sort of, yeah, it's like because it's technically like I'm not saying they're bad, like they're probably technically doing a good job, but just seeing it in this era makes it just look funny. Like at one point in time, that was the coolest thing in the world. At one point in time, dancing like that was the coolest thing you could do. That was the coolest thing. Like doing this in front of someone was like the coolest thing, and now it's just not. It's like once mullets were in, then they weren't, then they were in. It's like things go through phases, and it's just like that kind of dancing is just crazy. I remember going to like family fucking baby showers. No, no, christenings, and then the same odd songs always play. And I remember sitting down on a chair because I'm a miserable bastard and watching people who my family technically up there, not like direct, but in some sort of connection, and they're dabbing as dance moves, and this isn't recent. This is probably more when I was acceptable, but like you know, at one point, what I'm trying to say is that was something people would do. Now, if you had someone still on that train at the Super Bowl, dabbing and stuff, dancing like that, you would have a reaction to it. At one point, it was a thing people genuinely did that wasn't ironic, is the point I'm trying to make. But these guys, and they're probably the few people who can still get by doing it and for it to still like work in a way. Like if probably almost anyone else tried, it would just be like, whoa, no, no, no. But yeah, I'm talking about Super Bowl like I didn't watch any of it. I didn't even watch the halftime show. This is all just information found through Twitter. My favorite part, and what I actually like about the Super Bowl, from someone who doesn't like the sport, like I like football, and therefore I would want the World Cup and footballing events to be nothing like the Super Bowl because I like the sport. What I think is great about the Super Bowl is it's great for people who don't like the sport because it's like, would you like? You love Taylor Swift. We've got shots of her. You love music, do you? Well, we've got Post Malone singing. What is that? The national anthem? Some kind of American symphony. What would you like? Do you like Usher? Because we got him dancing up on Alicia Keys. She's still about. We got music. We got people dancing. Ice Spice is over there in the stands. You got memes. What do you like? Would you like? Do you like trailers? Do you like trailers? Because we got the. This is what I mean. Even like the film bro nerds who just kind of don't care about sports. It gets them involved. I would say 99% of people who have letterboxed accounts, there is no crossover of them also liking sports. So to get in that audience and they can go, you know, Planet of the Apes trailer, I don't mind if all the CG isn't as good as 10 years ago. Isn't that crazy? CG really hasn't evolved much, has it? Or the styles have just changed of these organizations. It's crazy. Getting them in watching, this and that, getting the Marvel lot in, Deadpool. And I watched all the trailers. I saw the Deadpool one, saw Wicked, Planet of the Apes, Twisters, which I feel like I don't like natural disaster movies, and it's not really a natural disaster movie, but like from the first 5 seconds of realizing, oh, like they chase tornadoes or whatever, that's a really cool concept. I can imagine some really cool visuals of that. From watching the whole trailer, I was like, ooh, I feel like this is actually cool, but not executed maybe in like the best way I would have liked, maybe. But it's just a trailer. So I thought about that one. Wicked, I thought, yeah. I mean, they made a Wizard of Oz movie, which is basically looks like this, where it's like the whole movie is walking across an entire green room type thing, like crazy CG. A lot of people had a way more negative reaction to it than I had, though, because I don't hold the source material of the spin-off of Wizard of Oz to like a particularly high esteem. I just watched it and thought that's when I expected. That looks like it'll be a possible time. I reckon it'll go down actually because it's got. I think it'll be alright. I don't think it's going to be anything to shout about, but I don't think it's going to be like awful. I don't think it's going to be a complete mess. What else? Planet of the Apes. I never really liked the Planet of the Apes movies. Don't care, but that point I was making fun of actually did kind of think that you just expect this, like the apes. I don't know, like they look fine enough. There was no bad CGI. It's just that in general across the whole thing, it used to look realer and like it was more in the environment and stuff and like weighty and something about it. And then what was the other trailer? Deadpool. And I've seen, I think, both Deadpool films, never really cared too much. The whole, like, meta humor, I don't think is, like, the whole wink wink. Disney are going to be mad about that one, like, at the camera. Never really cared that much, which is weird because I feel like as a child, when I used to watch, like, sort of Marvel TV shows, I can't remember what channel it would have been on. Maybe. What channel would have done Spider-Man? I don't know, but they had that couple of shows. Whenever Deadpool would appear, it's like, well, he's like the fun one. But I don't know, I never really cared. With that being said, this one to me looks the most interesting. This third one looks the coolest. Gave me the. I was like, yeah, I'll watch that. Maybe I'll watch that probably. I'm gonna watch it, but I just mean will I see it in the cinema type thing. Don't know, but I thought yeah, it looks decent. That's good. So I think, I mean, there was no real films I was looking forward to per se dropping trailers at the Super Bowl, but I don't know. I feel like if these just dropped on their own, I maybe wouldn't have checked them out. So thanks, Super Bowl. I'm sorry, my dog just let off an absolutely lethal fart, and I can't pretend I'm not smelling what I'm smelling. I can't do that anymore because what's happened in this room has happened to me, and therefore it's happened to you by association. And I can't pretend it's not happening. It's happening. It's eggy, and it's bad. But the thing is, this exact smell apparently is what the Blue Lagoon smells like, just like eggy farts. And just the idea of like this like cloudy liquid which has like thousands of other like people's bodies in it smells like this. Just naturally, not because of the people in it, but just ugh, and people get in that just for the photo op. How you oh god, I couldn't if it smelled like this. If it smelled like this, like I think farts. Oh, what's my least favorite smell? I don't know. Honestly, certain foods which people consider nice. I'm quite a bland eater, so um um sorry, my mind went to a weird place. But I like bland foods. Honestly, just normal spices I don't like the smell of. But in terms of like weird stuff, not like farts in general, I'm fine with. But like farts of certain people that I know, and I wouldn't even know how to describe them, but I know them so well at this point, and I hate them. And sometimes I'll be in an environment where that person isn't and hasn't been for months or years, but there'll be a smell that is similar to the fart of that person, and just that the fact that it's even suggesting that it's a similar smell makes me really unhappy. Anyway, no one needed to know. The Chiefs did win. At least it was an interesting looking result though. From it was like a comeback type thing, but it was a comeback from the good team, which is sure. I saw also Travis Kelce like shouting at the gaffer. Is that the gaffer? The guy he's got like a headset on. I don't know if he's what's he calling plays. I don't know much about. I don't know anything about American football, but like fucking bulldozers the guy over. Don't like that. The manager should be the most respected person, if that's the manager or the coach, or maybe there's two different things. I don't know. Person on the thing. He's an old fragile man. I want the manager figure to be like the head honcho sort of mafia boss kind of character, and I want these huge gorilla men, right, to fear one man and one man only. That guy, the same guy who they deeply want the affection of, and the want to make proud. This person, he should be all of those things encompassed in one. Seeing Travis Kelce run up shouting, I'm like, this is not the dynamic I want. No, I don't like that at all. I'm trying to think of the word. You should be craving their. I always forget this word, and that's why I wanted to try and remember it right now, but I can't. I just wanted you, Dad. I just wanted your. Never gonna remember it. It's gonna piss me off. So I'm just gonna end it now so I can be pissed off or get anyway. Anything else? Anything else? Super Bowl, Usher, Nickelodeon. That's it. That was the Super Bowl. If you that saved you 4 hours 45 minutes. That was everything that happened. 4:40 or 40. I don't know. I don't. Next one after is the next.